तौ सन्तोषयता सन्तौ श्रीलरूपसनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनादेकं खण्डितम् औचातपर्यायं लिखति जीवकः. So, sorry for late, and we were discussing various glories of the bhakti. So we were hearing from Vishnu Dharmottara Purana. What is that? Even one lives for 5 days as a devotee. That is better than living as a non-devotee for thousands of kalpas. So, but can we say that these, based upon the Kapil Dev teachings, every Jivatma is also doing bhakti in the womb at the month of 7th month. So can we say that is happening everyone and so everyone is devotee? No, we cannot say. Everyone is not remembering or praying the Lord at 7th month of womb. In 7th month, in the womb of the mother, they are not praying. So, but Kapila Bhagavan is describing that with the flow of describing a non-devotee living entity. He is mixing actually. He is mixing the two different stories. That means one is about the non-devotee Jivatma and another is about the devotee Jivatma. But he is from the 30th chapter, he is in the 3rd canto, 30th chapter. Kapila Bhagavan is describing general Jivatma. That means non-devotee Jivatma. But all of a sudden he brought up this. So that means Jivatma is praying to the Lord at the month of 7. So that is not in the case of general Jivatma or non-devotee Jivatma, but it is in the case of only devotee Jivatma. So why, how can we say this? Because after this description, that means Jivatma is praying the Lord, prayers of the Jivatma in the womb. So after these prayers in that chapter, we'll be seeing once again, Kapil Bhagavan is describing, so non-devotee Jivatma only. So that means only some little part is there about the non-devotee Jivatma. Sorry, devotee Jivatma. So this kind of thing we can see in the Bhagavad other places also. In other places, based up, that means that's why Bhedepi Ekavat Varnanam. So we are seeing the same kind of flow in other places of 3rd canto. Example, in the 12th chapter of 3rd canto, Brahmaji is describing the, sorry, Vidura, within Maitreya conversation. Maitreya is describing the secondary creation. So related to the Padmakalpa. So this secondary creation related to what? Padmakalpa. Because, yeah, Maitreya is describing, so that means that creation which happened in the Padmakalpa. How can we say this? Because Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, he is going to explain Padmakalpa story. That means whatever we are seeing the discussions in third canto, they are all related to what? Which kalpa? Padmakalpa. So that's a Padmakalpa story. That means that secondary creation related to which kalpa? That is related to Padmakalpa. In Padmakalpa, so that story related to Padmakalpa, that means in that every kalpa you will be seeing the secondary creation. So that in the secondary creation, we are also hearing the creation of Chatush Kumaras. Chatush Kumaras, how Chatush Kumaras are appearing in the Padmakalpa? Chatush Kumaras appear in the Brahmakalpa. That is the first day of the Brahmaji in his life. Because Chatush Kumaras also having the 100 years, same like Brahmaji's lifespan, their lifespan also. So that's why we are definitely understanding there. Of course, that story, that secondary creation related to the Padmakalpa, but there you are seeing the creation of the Sanat Kumaras, which are belong to the Brahmakalpa. So that means the two different secondary creations happened in the two different kalpas are mixed and said. So this is the one proof. So we are having mixing of two different stories happened in the two different. That means some kind of jati. Jati means so sameness is there. That is also secondary creation. This is also secondary creation, but happened in two different kalpas. Same way we are seeing in that same canto in the next chapter, 13th chapter. So Swayambhu Manu, and that at the time, so earth is missing in that Swayambhu Manvantara, when Swayambhu appeared, and Swayambhu Manvantara. There you are seeing that disappearance of the earth because it fell down into Garbhodaka ocean because of some reason. We don't know what is that reason. So something can miss, na? Actually, when you are constructing house, sometimes bricks may fell down. Like that, it fell down. It's not that the Hiranyaksha stolen or something. So fell down and it was brought out by the Varaha. That Varaha is white Varaha, Sweta Varaha in the Swayambhuman. But here, Maitreya is describing that lifting earth which happened in Swayambhu Manvantara. And who is lifting? White Varaha. Sweta Varaha is lifting. But all of a sudden he is mixing. And suddenly in that story, Hiranyaksha and Varaha is also blue Varaha. Neela. Neela Varaha. Blue. Neela means blue only. No? Blue color. So, but that happened in what? What Manvantara? Chaksh Manvantara. So how he mixed it there also. That means in Bhagavatam, you should understand that. So these stories are which happened in the different kalpas or different manvantras can be mixed and said. That's a chronological order. If you try to find, you'll be fuzzled actually. You should just get the rasa of this. Don't try to do the historical analysis. It's quite difficult actually. It's really quite difficult. So yeah. So anything happened in any kalpa can be mixed, but all are authentic. And any question on the chronological order or something is not so worthful actually. Only thing is the essence, the sara, that matter, subject matter you should take. So like this, you are seeing the few examples where there is a mixing of two different events, looks like similar, but not one, but they are mixed and said as a one story. Vedepi ekavat varnanam. So ultimately we are using this to say that every jivatma is not doing the bhakti in the womb of mother. And also we have from the other Nirukti Shastra and other Garbhopanishad. So we are saying that Jivatma after the 9th month, so it is so doing the Ashtanga yoga or otherwise worshipping the Purusha. And Ulta, that means it is so legs are upward direction and head in the downward direction. In that way it is doing. And it is accompanied by the friends. What are those? Some insects, worms, some worms in the womb. They are also, that's why, yeah. Sahodara. Sahodara. That means Sahodara means what? In Telugu also Sahodara. Every language Sahodara is there. Saha Udara. Udara means pet, stomach. Saha means along. So that means sharing. So that's why earthworms also your brothers. So not earthworms, that worms, whatever is coming. They are also taking birth in the same womb. We are how many brothers we are having? Millions, thousands of brothers. Even in that way, they all left their body, but you are there. You can say how many brothers you have. You can say I have hundreds of brothers, but I only remaining all left. They are also taking birth. So, and just we continue this. Next, अत्र पूर्ववत् परमगति प्राप्तौ भक्तेः परंपरा कारणत्वं च दृश्यते बृहन्नारदीये ध्वजारोपण माहात्म्ये. See, many qualities of bhakti we are discussing. Even little bhakti, abhasa bhakti, even in the some connection with the bhakti, and even indirect cause. That means not direct cause, indirect cause. So bhakti being indirect cause, it is also leading to, it is also giving the abode of Lord. Bhakti being indirect cause gives abode of the Lord. Bhakti gives being indirect cause. That we are seeing in Burhanaradiya Purana. What is that? Yatinam Vishnu Bhaktanam Paricharya Parayanaihi Ekshitapi Gachanti Papinopi Param Gatim. Yatinam Vishnu Bhaktanam Paricharya Parayanaihi Ekshita Api. That means someone is serving the devotees of the Lord, and if you see the person who is serving, and even that kind of darshan will destroy all the sins, and that person will get the abode of the Lord's abode. Understand? Huh? Huh? Indirect cause. Where it is said? Not again. Parampara. So here in this Bhanumara, actually that's why I edit this and give. Yeah. Like this, many we can find. There are many. Actually, in Bhanumara's translation, yeah, bhakti is again the cause. It is said. Anyway, that's why I edit these files and give to you properly. But I am not getting. I did 152. This next time I did today. I sent already. And 151 is missing. Yeah, Mike. Uh,
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, person who serve devotees.
uh,
So here we can see Brihannadi Puran.
uh,
Brihannadi Puran
Brihanaradi Puran, yes.
told person who serve devotees,
Uh,
they'll go the Lord's abode.
no. Persons who are serving devotees, they will go anywhere, definitely Lord's abode. But anyone see those people who are serving the Lord? He didn't understand. He didn't understand. See, this is Lord, and someone is Lord's devotee, his direct devotee, and someone is serving him, and someone is like is seeing this devotee. He is this ex-person is seeing him. He will also go back. Go back, Lord's abode. This much only, okay. Huh? Huh? That means after how many, seeing him and seeing him and seeing. Huh? You see, that is the point actually. So by seeing, see, he is a devotee and he is serving, definitely he is also devotee, na? Who is serving? And seeing him is also darshan. Okay. So it's also, he is also doing the service only. Because seeing the Lord's devotee is also seeing the that Sangha Sangina, seeing the associates of the Lord is also that's why Dasa Dasa Anudasa. How much? As much as you go down, that much good actually. That means you don't need to, even if you serve the servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant, also you will go back to Godhead. So what is this? There is no end actually. Serving the servant of servant of servant. That means you don't need to. So it is not recommended, demanded that directly serving the Lord. Even if you serve the devotee who is serving the, who is serving the, who is serving the, who is serving the, serving the devotee of the Lord. It is also service. Seeing the Lord is also service. Is all. If he doesn't have any another das, no need to do anything. So just by seeing going back to Godhead means what? He doesn't have any, provided condition is he doesn't have any anarthas. Anartha means 4 types. Sukrutot anarthas, dushkrutot anarthas, aparadot anarthas, bhaktyot anarthas. And after hearing this kind of statements, if anyone think it is simply exaggeration, then he is doing offense. On the on-site, people are so excited. Online students, they are not able to see your faces. What is happening here actually? Mike, take mic and speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. When devotees see that devotees are doing service to Lord, so near those who are near the devotees, they said him, okay, now you do the service. Is it happen, Prabhu? Just he is standing and see that someone are doing service to Lord. Then those who are standing beside them, then he said to newcomer devotee, okay, please you do the service. You do the service. Is it Prabhu?
Tell me in that picture who are there. One devotee is there, okay, and one newcomer is there.
Very newcomer devotees
is there, okay.
Seeing that devotees are serving the Lord.
He is seeing devotees are serving the Lord. Okay.
Yes.
Newcomer. Okay.
Yes. Newcomer seeing the devotees are serving the Lord. So those who are serving the Lord, one of them, he said that, okay, you are saying, you are see, okay, now you are doing this service.
You
come.
Also do this service.
Yes, come.
Come
Why you are seeing? Please come and do the service to Lord. And start the service from there. Is it happen, Prabhu?
No, if not, why not? Then they will also go back to God. He is serving directly, na?
Not only sing.
Not only
start service.
Then it is more actually. Just by seeing, you are getting darshana matrena api. Even just by darshan of the devotees 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 of Lord, also you will be getting the benefit just by darshan. So then what to speak of doing the directly service to the Lord? So that is the power of the bhakti. That is the thing we are emphasizing here. Even that kind of bhakti, paramparagata, parampara karanatvam cha drishyate. Many glories we discussed till now. So still we are going to discuss various kinds of the glories. Sarvaphala papa haratatam. And just one time chanting, that also we have seen. One time doing any insignificant bhakti, but it is giving the paramaphala prapti, highest result. All those. Next, kulanam shatamagami samatetam tatha shatam karayan bhagadadhama nayatyachyuta lokatam ye bhavishyanti yetita akalpat purusha kule tam starayati samsthapya devasya pratimam hare. In Vishnu Dharmottara Purana. Kulanam shatam agami samatitam tatha shatam karayan bhagavaddhama nayatyachyuta lokatam ye bhavishyanti ye atitaha akalpat purushaha kule tam starayati samsthapya devasya pratimam hare. Agami, that means who are coming. Samatit means who already passed. So devasya pratimam hare samsthapya. So if you install a deity, devasya pratima means deity, hare samsthapya means by installing, and bhagavaddhama nayati achyuta lokatam. So if anyone install a deity in a temple, so what will happen? In his ancestors, 100 generations in past, also 100 generations in future. So they all will go to Lord's abode. Ye bhavishyanti atitah akalpat purushaha kule tanstaret. And also some more it is said, even people who are coming in his dynasty from the beginning to ending, from the Brahmaji's life. Brahmaji's one day, actually, if you take in one day, that means like this. So Brahmaji's one day is means 1000 Mahayugas are there. In this 1000 Mahayugas, if some X person is there, so who in his dynasty, whoever is coming from the beginning of this day to ending of this day, whoever is coming in this dynasty, all will go to Lord's abode. That is the power of the bhakti. Yeah. Next, Dutan Prati Yam Yamagna cha Yam. Yenarcha Bhagavad Bhaktya Vasudevasya Karita Navayutam Tatkulajam Bhavatam Shashanatigam. Huh? Radharani Mataji, what happened?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam Mataji.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that whoever the generations, 100 generations will deliver to the spiritual abode. In what conditions?
In what?
Installing deity means that is enough, or one should do bhakti?
Installing deity only is said. Even just if you install the deity, it take as it is. It is not said that the so mahata bhakti, that means great devotion, extensive devotion. If you do, then only will go. It's not said. So that means what happens actually, 100 generations, if someone is doing installing deity, so this is the person. If you go to 100 generations back, and if you go 100 generations, so forward, all the people, they will go back to Godhead. Means what? They will all get their bhakti sukruti started actually. So their bhakti sukruti started, and what they will be happening? They will be given opportunity to do the more bhakti and going back to Godhead. So definitely one thing we should understand: whenever they are going, it is said someone is dying in the Mathura and he is going back to Godhead. It is said. What the philosophy should understand? Going back to Godhead means someone, but he is non-devotee. He is non-devotee. Let us take non-devotee. He brought someone, maybe some ant. So you are coming from your home, and that means you are bringing some sweets. Some ant, which is not at all a devotee, and it came to because of your that packet, laddu packet, or the sweet packet. So you came from the South India and you came here to Vrindavan Dham. Now that ant is in the Vrindavan. Okay. And it's leaving its body in Vrindavan actually. Because after 4 or 5 days it will die, definitely. Yes. And this will go back to Godhead. This will go back to Godhead. Means what? So it is doing because of your krupa, that ant came here actually. Because of your unconditional krupa. You brought that from your village to Vrindavan. And that ant is directly going back to Godhead or not? That is the thing we get doubt generally. So what happens? You see, that ant is going to get the opportunity of doing the bhakti. And it is going to get such a conditions actually. And so then that bhakti sukruti is awakened. Actually, that means his account balance is zero. Previously it was 0. So now it is started actually. And because of this, it is definitely get opportunity to do the bhakti. And if it is getting by the proper association. So if we get the proper association, what will happen? That person in this lifetime, in the next, that means this is ant actually, and it died, and it is getting in the next life, and there he is getting the opportunity of doing the bhakti. That means association, it gets association of devotees, and in this association, its bhakti keep on increasing. So if we get the serious association, it will go back. But it didn't get the serious association. Now it didn't get the serious association. Then what will happen? Maybe it will take one more life, one more life, one more life. But finally, there is 100% sure that it will go back. Because once it is started, that will lead to the 100% guarantee of going back to Godhead. That's what is said like this.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes, Sachana Bhakti Madhu.
So can we understand, Prabhuji, that the ant will get a human form?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Example, in the case of the rat, so that weak case you all know, that rat became in the next life queen actually. And she did bhakti. Even in the case of Prahlad Maharaj, we are going to study in the next anuccheda. So he was dwelling with the Vaishya, the prostitute, and next life he became Prahlad Maharaj. Even in that is Abhasa Bhakti. Yes.
So all the ancestors in the dynasty, they will all also get human bodies, no matter what they have done.
Yes.
Okay.
Sachdev Prabhu, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Yeah, Prabhuji, going into a more subtler than the ant, and maybe wrong also.
Yeah.
A devotee enters Vrindavan.
Yeah.
There is no ant went with him, but then there are good and bad bacteria in his body.
Bacteria, yes. All bacteria will get.
Yeah, so those bacteria are going to get consumed in 24 hours and new bacteria. So what happens about that? What is that angle?
Even bacteria also get the Sukruti.
That means their spiritual progress has started, the path of progress.
Ekdam, definitely, 100%.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. That was the more subtler one. Thank you.
Prabhu. Yes. Everyone is excited. Oh my God. Okay.
So what about the ants who are taking birth here in Mathura? So what about their
ants who took birth in the Mathura? They are also so fortunate because they have Bhakti Siddhi. That's why they took birth here. They are continue.
What about their future?
If they don't have any anarthas, they will go immediately. Otherwise, if they have anarthas, they will finish it and they will go. But Bhakti Sukruti is started. Like all animals, even a small bacteria also same. Human beings, everyone. Definitely who took birth in the Dham, they have the strong devotion. Previous life. It's not an easy thing, no, to get birth in this place. Bhakti is so, that's why you never think that glory of the bhakti maybe it is bit only for creating faith. It is said like that. You should not think at all. If you think it like this, it is offense, great offense. No exaggeration. It's a fact. Millions and millions and millions of jivas are there who are still not devotees in this whole creation. Unlimited, infinite. So jivas are there. So like these devotees are very few.
Prabhu, what is the definition of dham also? Because Vrindavan dham is 84 crores, crores like this. Crores. And in our country also, in many places there are temples, nice temples. And is that will be considered as a dham or this kind of things?
Yeah, see, actually.
If, some pure devotees also
they took birth. Yes, that is all considered as a pure devotee took the birth in some place, so that house. So that is also dham. And it is explained in the Skanda Purana. Puranas. So what is Dham? And what are the Dhams are existing? Like you see Skanda Purana. So Jagannatha Kshetra Mahat, Purushottama Kshetra, Mathura Kshetra, Kasi Khandam, like that, Dwarika Khanda, Prabhasa Khanda. Like that, the whole chapters are dedicated to that, glorifying the Dham. So many books also there about describing their glories. Puranas, books means Puranas are there. Even, yeah, pure devotees' birthplace is also. That means some unrevealed dhams. So those are not revealed in the places. Those are just said by the pure devotees. So those also you should consider as the dham. Like pure devotees, whatever write the songs, they are also considered as Vedic literature. They are not lesser than that. That's why. So blaspheming the Vedic literature and also in the pursuance of Vedic versions. Literature in the pursuance of Vedic versions. So that's why. That is. Like some are so originally dhams and some are because of the pure devotees' appearance, so they are becoming the dham. Okay, next. यतः त्रिसप्तभिः पिता पूतः पितृभिः सह तेन घ यत्सादोस्य गृहे जातो भवान् वै कुलपावनः. Trisaptabhi means 7-3 means 21. 3 7 ja how much? 21. Huh? 20? 21. So 21. Pita Putaha Pitrubhihi Saha Tenaga. Who is saying this 7th canto 10th chapter? 18th sloka. That's Nrsimha Bhagavan is saying to Prahlad Maharaj. O sinless father, O sinless Prahlada, Anagha. Anagha means O sinless Prahlada. Tava, Te means Tava, your. How many generations went back to Godhead? 21 generations. 21 forefathers. But Prahlad Maharaj is having how many? Prahlad Maharaj with the father is, who is the father of Prahlad Maharaj? Hiranyakashipu, and his father is Kashyapa, and his father is Marichi, and his father is Brahma, and his father is. So, but 21 are not there. How? So, Trisaptavi Prachina Kalpagata Tadiya Purva Janma Sambandhi Bihi Pitrubihi Saha. That means in the previous life, Prahlad Maharaj is having the generations. They. That's Vaishya. He is associating with Vaishya. That family also. In the previous life, so you see. So, Asmin Janmani Hiranyakashipu Kashyapa Marichi Brahma Eva Tatpitra iti. So, Prachina Kalpagata Tadiya Purva Janma Sambandhi Bihi Pitrubhihi Saha. So that means for 21 extending, actually we are extending to the Prahlad Maharaj's previous life. So whoever are their forefathers, so those we are extending to cover the 21. Father, grandfather, son and sons, like no daughter. Okay, next Anuccheda. Okay, 152. तथा भक्त्याभासस्यापि सर्वपापक्षयपूर्वक श्री विष्णु पद प्रापकत्वम. Now we are going to study one more glory of the bhakti. All the glories to bhakti. All glories to bhakti. So, bhakti abhasa. Till now we have seen parampara. That means in the last lecture we have seen just now paramparagata. That means bhakti which is indirectly caused. So that kind of bhakti is also delivering the devotee is not only just the devotee, but his people in his devotees. And also we have seen the if someone do the little bhakti, not only he is delivered, but the his previous generations or later generations also delivered. So that kind of glory we have seen. Now we are going to see one more glory of the bhakti. So this time bhakti is not done by the person. Abhasa bhakti is done. What is the difference between bhakti and bhakti abhasa? Bhakti abhasa means, oh, this is new duster, not working. एकदम low quality. This is not high quality. बाप रे, हाथ पुराना बच्चा है. Weight है इसमें. Yes, there is no weight in this actually. Yes, पुराना. Previous one is good. But wooden one is good actually. This weight is needed actually. Yeah, it is very good actually. Yeah. Bhakti abhasa. Bhakti abhasa means we are not doing the directly bhakti, but so semblance of bhakti. Semblance of bhakti means examples you want to understand. So that way examples anyway are there. So semblance of bhakti also gives the lots about after destroying all the sins. That means sarva papa dhvamsa purvaka, destroying all sins. It destroys all the sins. Even semblance of bhakti can do this. Example, we are taking the which Purana? What is that Purana? Narada Purana. Tatha Bruhan Naradiya Purana. In Bruhan Naradiya Purana, one story is there. So once upon a time, there are two drunkards are there. They took wine and they were fully intoxicated. And they went to a old temple, very old temple. It's completely almost all digested. So that kind of temple is about to fell down. That kind of temple, they drank and went there. And what they did, out of madness, because of drinking, intoxication, they are not in their control. They took some sticks, and nearby some torn cloths, generally in the villages also. So sometimes cloths were thrown away, so they are going inside the mud and just lying there and dried up. And such a torn cloth is there, and they took that torn cloth, and so they tied to the stick, that torn cloth to the stick, and they already drank. They are in the intoxication. So out of that madness, they are thinking themselves as nightingales, cuckoos, and they started singing. and holding this stone class in the and with sticks and just hasting those or just raising those and flags like this and just drunkards and doing this and imitating themselves, imitating the nightingales. So you want sound also? Someone is asking how they edit sound. Okay, you come. I will make you that. So then what happened, So they got the result of installing a flag on the temple. Dvajastambha, in front of temple, there will be actually big pole and holding some flags. So on that. So that means, so installing a pole, that means a flag pole in front of temple. And such a result these two people got. They don't know who is God. They don't know this is temple or not. And they are, why? Because conditions you see, they are already drunkard. They drank. And also they are just, they drank and they entered into temple. On top of that, they are just imitating. And they took the old cloth, which is just, it's now dirty. And they tied on the stick and just imitating like nightingales and singing. And they got the result of so installing a flag pole so for temple. So such a result they got. And after that result lead to the doing the more bhakti, and finally they attain Lord's abode. This is the power of the bhakti. Because these two people, why it is known as bhakti abhasa? That means, so that way of holding the sticks, which are tied with these dirty cloth, so pieces of cloth. So why that is, it is not a bhakti, but it is considered as bhakti by the Lord. This is one case. Okay. They got that result, that sukriti, and that led to go back to Godhead. No. Unknowingly they did actually. They don't know. So I am doing the bhakti here, I am doing something. No. They just abhas, this is. It's abhas. Abhas means which is not there, but which is like that. Like example is like some dust, that fine dust which is in the air. It looks like smoke. Or sometimes fog, actually take fog. Fog is the abhasa of smoke. It looks like that, but it's not that. Similarly, these activities are not bhakti, but they are all abhasa of the bhakti. But still they got the, even by that kind of activities, they got the result of, so installing a pole with the flags in front of a temple, that kind of result they got. So this is the power of the bhakti. So that's why you should understand the glory. You should not never underestimate the glory of the bhakti. If you know the importance of the glory of the bhakti, greatness of the bhakti, then you will understand. So what is the devotee's life and devotees? That is the important thing. We should know how devotees are great. And no one in this universe is comparable with the devotee. No one, no wealth, no result. Any material results cannot be compared with the bhakti. Even you may get the millions and millions of the rupees, but that millionaire is there who is not devotee, and one poor devotee is there, whom you should respect first. But our psychology functions indifferently. That's a problem actually. By seeing the millionaire, we get more attracted because of some anarthas. That is otherwise, yeah. Who is rich actually among these two? Devotees. The poor devotee is rich. Spiritually, he is rich, enriched with this. That's why nothing is there in this whole world. So, in comparison with the bhakti and the wealth of the bhakti, you can sacrifice anything for that. Okay.
Prabhu?
Tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam. What?
We heard that in Kali Yuga, almost all the people, all the jivas, especially all the peoples are most degraded.
Yes.
That's why they born in Kali Yuga. So these all kinds of that bhakti's glory, actually they are fitted to all four yogas or
Yes. Any yuga. Bhakti glory never change or faded by the time actually. Time is not having any capacity of hiding the or suppressing the power of the bhakti. No. Any yuga. In anyone's case. Now you see the next example. So this is next example even is more wonderful actually. Brahannaradiye kokilamaninoho mandironmattayoho druta kuchira khanda dandayoho jirna bhagavan mandire nrutyatoho dvajaropana phala praptya tadrushatvam jatam. Tata, in the same way, vyadahatasya pakshinah kukkura mukagatasya tat palayana vritya Bhagavan Mandir Parikramana Phala Praptya Tadrishatva Praptir iti. Even so there is one more story. There is one hunter is there, and he hunted one. He shooted a arrow towards one bird, and immediately it fell down from the sky, and it fell down on the area of that's temple's compound, and immediately it was taken into mouth by the dog. That bird was taken by dog in its mouth, and it took into its mouth in its mouth, and it ran actually. The dog ran away by running. So somehow it made the anyway it is going there and there and like that. Some circumambulation happened. And that bird didn't do anything, but it is in the mouth of dog. And you know, that bird got the result of circumambulating the temple, and because of that Sukruti, so in the next it proceeded and in the devotion it went back to the Godhead. Anyway, dog also. Saying dog is not a great thing. Anyway, dog it did okay. But even not only dog, but the bird in its mouth, in dog's mouth, that also went back. See the glory of the bhakti. Yeah. Achana Bhakti Mata, yes.
The dog played the role of a devotee, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that means it's not intentionally. That means with Bhagavad Gnanam, if you circumambulate, then that is known as devotion. Dog never knows that circumambulating a temple is a devotion. So that's why it is abhasa. It's bhakti abhasa. Circumambulating the temple happened, but it is not done with the will of that person for pleasing the Lord. So that's why it is not directly bhakti, but it is bhakti abhasa. Even that led that bird to go back to Godhead. So see, Ramchandra Prabhu.
So Prabhu, we have seen that many people go to like even Vrindavan Parikrama or Govardhan Parikrama in some kind of automobile or something like that.
Yeah.
Will that considered as circumambulation? Like,
Yeah, Prabhu. So they also get, every Jivatma is liberated, all those. So much actually. Huh? But only thing is, since anarthas are there, it take little time, 1 or 2 lives extra, or 3 lives, 4 lives to reduce that anarthas. But sure, it is sure that if you brought someone who is not at all a devotee, and if you made him forcefully or somehow or other to circumambulate or to come to temple and one little bhakti, if you make him to do, even sometimes you are, so some people are, so you'll be asking child also, say Hare Krishna, say Hare, that is also enough. So their bhakti sukriti started.
In Proji, there will be a time then there will be no one in material world. Everyone will go back to God.
So even in the material world, you see e power x, e power minus x. You know, in mathematics, little bit mathematics. E power minus x, when it will touch the x-axis. Huh? When it will touch the x-axis. Huh? Why? Same, this is also. E power minus x, in your material science, you are accepting infinity, and any function also cannot go and touch the, that means lead to the 0 or touching the x-axis in that case. So why not in the spirituality? In material, you are accepting concept, you should accept the same axioms. So even medical axioms are coming from the spiritual axioms. You should accept that also. So there is no end for this cycle of birth and death of the jivas, because infinite. Lord is having such a potency, he can have that many jivas. And our mind is only functioning based upon time and space, which are limited actually, which are created by him for time being, and time and space are coming into existence when there is creation started in the Karanarno Sai Vishnu. So when he glanced on the Prakriti, then time or Sakti, that means time is started. Now it's a start. Brahmaji's first day. Then beyond the time is Lord actually. Nachakala Vikramaha. Beyond the, so space. Now you are saying this, that, your mind is thinking this, that. But space is also created when, so Shabda, that means Akasha is created, then only that space term is coming. These are all just created by him, just by one glance. He is closing and opening eyes, 100 years of Brahmaji is over. In that time, space is created and it is finished. And our thinking is just based upon time and space. Any sentence you make, I ate food, that means you saying ate means it's happening based upon time. So in my house, space. So these two are the just, for him it is a simple energy, that is. And you cannot estimate his powers just by your thinking. Now one more glory. So that's why be happy with the hearing the glories of the bhakti. Don't apply logical brain. He is achintya. It's beyond your chinta. Yeah. Yes.
yes, true. Like if I remember, like in Nectar of Devotion, it's mentioned that like someone has to circumambulate 3 times Lord Vishnu's temple.
Yes.
So is there any like difference, like doing 1 time and 3 times?
1 time is also is bhakti only, and but Pancharatar Vidhi, if it is given in that, so because previous Acharya said, after knowing these 3 times we should do, because once it is known by you, and then you should do, because Acharya told, and we should not violate that. Or otherwise, in the aspect of bhakti, everything is bhakti only, but some procedure is given. So you should offer the flowers this many times. You should rotate at the feet, at the navel, and at the face, and at the total body. And that whatever the niyama is given, that is based upon the Shastra. Why he gave like that only? What that number? So that Acharya gave, that's Narada is also our Acharya. And he gave, then we should follow that. After knowing those, that will remove our laziness actually, especially. The thing is, the lethargy. This Pancharatra Vidhi will remove destroy the lethargy of us. Otherwise, Bhagavad Vidhi is so easy. You'll laying and chanting. But that will lead to the lethargy actually. We are always in the inertia. What kind of inertia of rest? And not willing to move forward actually. Inertia of rest, all of you. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia. Yeah, these two are there. We are in the inertia of rest. Okay. And are not only rest, falling down, going down actually. That is our so inertia of going down actually. We always, our Chetana goes down. So just to rise it up, so that Vidhi is given actually by the Acharyas. It will kadaryata. Kadaryata we say in Sanskrit, kadaryata, lethargy. So to remove that process is given so that it will bring the discipline in us, Vaidhi Bhakti. It makes discipline, and so that we can progress. Those name, that's why Prabhu, this number of rounds, why this, that is to destroy this thing actually. Our lethargy or laziness or those things.
So Prabhu, that doesn't apply to Govardhan and Vrindavan Parikrama, right? Is one time is sufficient, right?
That is one time is sufficient.
Because 3 times means like you have to spend the whole day.
That's whatever that means. Shapata you take every day or every month. I want to do one, so you should do that. Take the vow, then whatever vow you do, so that you have to hold. That if you did vow and you are not holding, means that is showing your lethargy. So then it is offense. Then that's the point. But certain things are acharyas defined, then you should do that. Then otherwise it's seva aparad. It is seva aparad. It comes as seva aparad. So next, one time what happened, and this Kwachit Tatra, I will go another 15 minutes extra. Okay, because I came 15 minutes late. So here, Kwachit Tatra Mahabhakti Praptischa, even this semblance of bhakti is going to give the great devotion to us. It will give ultimately it will lead to the going back to the Godhead, and also it can give the Mahabhakti Praptischa. We are seeing in the case of Prahlad Maharaj. Tasya pragjanmani veshaya saha vivadena. In previous life, Prahlad Maharaj, so he fought with one prostitute, and after fighting with her, so he didn't take any prasadam, anything he didn't eat. Not only prasad, anything he didn't eat, but that day is fortunately what? Narsingha Chaturdasi day. And he didn't eat anything, and he didn't sleep also, because not eating and no sleep, so he didn't get any sleep also. By fighting and just sitting, quarreling, that's all. So then what happened? He got the result of doing a fasting on the Narsingha Chaturdasi day, and also doing the Jagarana. Jagarana means awakening. So that kind of result he got, and next life he became Prahlad Maharaj. See, that is the beauty of the bhakti. So great. Huh? That we will find and tell you. Next, one more thing. Yasyavata guna karma vidambanani namani yesu vigame vivasha grunanti tene kajanma shamalam sahasaiva hitva samyantyapavrutam vrutam tamajam prapadye. Brahmaji's prayers. Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, towards Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, Brahmaji is doing these prayers in the 3rd canto, 9th chapter. What Brahmaji is saying? I surrender to the Lord without birth. I surrender to the Lord without birth, whose names, Lord who has no birth actually. That is the meaning actually. Some editing is needed anyway. English is not so. Sometimes is going well. So I surrender to the Lord who has no birth, Ajaha, whose names based on incarnations, qualities, and activities. That means Lord is having the different names based upon avatars. Like example, Lord is having the Hari, Vamana, Nrsinga, Matsya, Kurma. These are all the various names of the Lord based upon avatars. And Lord is also having the various names based upon the qualities. What are those qualities? Lord is example Bhaktavatsalaha. And this is the quality of the Lord. And Sarvagnaha. This is also quality of the Lord. His name is Sarvagnaha. His name is Bhaktavatsalaha. These are all the different names based upon the qualities. And Lord is having the various names based upon activities. Like example, Govardhanodharaha. This is one of the name of the Lord. And Gopalaha. This is also one of the name of the Lord. Like this, there are the several names he is having. So that means that Lord. So I pay obeisance to that Lord. And by taking these names, whoever is taking these names, Vivashaha, that means in a very unwilling or in any helpless state. That means chanted at the point of death, even without attention. That means at the time of death, without attention, if anyone chants these names of the Lord, any one of these names of this Lord, immediately they will destroy all their sin and they go back to Godhead. And that means Brahma is saying that I am paying obeisances to that kind of Lord whose names are so and so. By chanting those names, so any person, so at the time of death, so even he chant Vivashaha means here, even that person at the time of death, all the holes are filled with the kapha, mucus. So nothing you can chant, even utter the word, even syllables you cannot utter properly. And even that kind of chanting is having the effect. And and whose names are like that, and that kind of Lord. So who is having those names, and that Lord, I am paying obeisance to that Lord, like that Brahma is saying. Okay, I surrender to the Lord without birth, whose names based on incarnation qualities and activities at the time of that is chanted at the time of death, even without attention, immediately destroys lifetimes of sin and allow men to achieve the uncovered Bhagavan. Uncovered, apavrutam ritam. Ritam means Bhagavan. Apavrutam, uncovered. So Brahman is the covered form and Lord is Bhagavan is uncovered form. So here just Asu Vigame, that means if anyone chant that Lord's names at the time of death, that means Tadanim Tanamatratvam Asuddha Varnatvam Chavanjitam. That means chanting the holy name at the time of death indicates what? It indicates so improper chanting of improperly uttering the syllables of the holy name. That means that kind of chanting also is enough. Vivashaha means even without any desiring. So someone is saying, so his relatives, tell Rama. Then he doesn't have any interest, but they are forcing without his desire. So he is forced to chant, and he was not able to chant completely. Even so, they are destroying their sin and going back to God. So see, that is the power of the bhakti. You are in such a safe condition, fully safe, all of you. But only thing is, if you increase your seriousness, then quickly you can go. Otherwise, one or two. Vasha kanto ityamaraha. Here in the word Vivashaha, Vasha is a word is there. Vasha means what is the Omarakosha meaning? Vivashaha means without desire. We gave the meaning of without desire. If you see without desiring, this is the meaning we give Vivashaha. Vivasha means without desiring. without desiring to do so. So that, how do you give this meaning? Because Amara Kosha is saying Vasha Dhatu. The Vasha means, so Vasha word means what? Desire. Okay, Vivasha means without desire. Vi means without. So Tadrisha Shaktitve Hetumaha Avatareti. Tadrisha. Why Lord name is having this kind of power? Because this kind of potency. Because Lord's names are having the potency of the Lord. Why those people just uttering that kind of name also delivered them? So why? Because that name, Prabhu, let's close it. So why they are going back to Godhead and their sin is destroyed and they are going back to God, uttering that kind of holy name? Because the holy name is having the potencies of Lord. Avatar Adi Sadrishani. Lord, how the Lord and Lord's names also is like avatars. Lord's avatar like Nrsimha, Vamana, Martya, they are all powerful or not? And like that, Lord's holy name is also similarly it's powerful. And it is like how avatars are having the potency in that. Similarly, Lord is also, and Lord's names. So Govardhanodharaha, or otherwise Harihi or Nrsimha. How Nrsimha is having Shakti, similarly, the word Nrsimha also, his name Nrsimha is also having the Shakti. So that's why uttering those somehow or other definitely deliver them actually. And here one more thing. Tatra avatara vidambanani Nrsimha itya. So examples are given. So names based upon the avatars, what are those? Nrsimha, Marcha, Vamana, Kurma. And names based upon guna is Bhakta Vatsala and so and so. Names based upon activities are so Govardhanodharaha and so and so. Okay. This is glory of the bhakti. Any questions?
So in this glory is like the Jivatma. Jivatma is having free will. If that Jivatma is not wondering, not even desiring to go back to Godhead, but still that glories of bhakti is giving that potential to go back.
Yes, yes.
So this is not a contradictory that free will is denying.
Yeah. So that's why if Jivatma is having, so what it will be happening? Because of this bhakti potency, the Lord's mercy is there definitely. So because of someone's mercy, we got that that kind of bhakti you are able to do. So even if that Jivatma is not desiring, what will happen? So then if it is not desiring immediately, that is nothing but avidya. Jivatma is not desiring means it's because of avidya. Because Jivatma by nature what? By nature, that means constitutionally Jivatma is servant of the Lord. So whatever is not desiring is out of ignorance, and that is temporary. And that is destroyed by the bhakti. And yes, they will once again they will get desire. That will be taken care by the bhakti. Yeah, that is not Swarupa of the, if not desiring of serving the Lord, if we did, that quality is Swarupa of the Jivatma, then you can say some Jivatmas are eternally should be in the material world. But it is not the Swarupa of the Jivatma. That's not the intrinsic quality of the Jivatma. That is only imposed quality because of the avidya. So that's why. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki.